Star Trek Supplemental. Trekking along.
Hello, everyone. This is my Star Trek Supplemental, well, let's call it a very special episode of Star Trek Supplemental. We're going to be talking about 3 predictions of mine having to do with the recently released trailer for Star Trek Discovery. And these 3 predictions, by the way, there's a 99% probability that they're all wrong. So I make no guarantee that these predictions will maintain or hold out. So don't respond to this and say, by the way, Samuel, you were totally wrong. I know I was totally wrong, but that's the point about making predictions, right? Most of them are wrong. Okay, so without further ado, having watched the new trailer to Star Trek Discovery, here is my first prediction. Number 1, that the trailer itself is actually a clever fake out. Now, what I mean by that is this. So the trailer heavily featured Klingons, right? Klingons and the new garb, looking like the JJ verse Klingons. This is a fake out because I'm really convinced that instead of focusing on the Klingons, they're going to have a redirect and focus instead on the Romulan War in Star Trek history. Now, this is going to have to include some sort of retconning based on Mr. Spock's comments in the Balance of Terror episode of the original series, saying how the Romulan War was fought with nuclear weapons, etc., etc. But I do think that they're going to try to include that. So there's going to be some sort of fake out here. It's not just about the Klingons. It's never just about the Klingons, right? In the Dominion War in Deep Space Nine, it was about the shapeshifters. It was about the greater politics of the Alpha Quadrant. It wasn't just about the Klingons. Even in The Next Generation, it really wasn't just about the Klingons. It was about what the Empire was doing and how it affected the Federation. Okay, so that's the first prediction that is probably totally wrong. The second prediction is that the show is going to be heavy on Section 31. Now, you'll remember Section 31, that's the secret spy agency that was initially created in Deep Space Nine, and then it was carried over into Enterprise, and it even made its appearance into the second JJ verse movie of the Star Trek films, Into Darkness. Section 31 is probably going to show up, and I would be remiss if I said, well, the ship that they're piloting is probably either going to have the ability to travel in time or at least do some great cover-up work, espionage work, like Section 31 does. The third prediction that is probably totally wrong, and this is the final one, it is that the main character, who is being played by our favorite character from The Walking Dead, is probably going to advance in rank like Sisko did. And I say this because the emphasis is not on the captain in this show, right? That's what we're all told. Probably what Martin is going to be doing here is saying, well, the focus is going to be on her and her character, right? She's not the captain, but at some point she'll probably become the captain. Okay, 3 predictions: that it's going to be a fake out, what we see in the trailer, that it's going to be heavy on Section 31 in the show, and third, that the main character is going to advance in rank, and that this is just a ploy to get our interest at first. All right, we'll see how many of these are right and how many of them are most likely wrong. And I'll see you later.
Star Trek Supplemental. Trekking along.